Welcome in, beautiful souls. In the sun-baked Arabian Peninsula stands Mecca, a city at the center of global faith, drawing millions from every corner of the world. At its heart is the Kaaba, a simple black-draped cube that anchors the prayers of Muslims everywhere. Every day, millions turn toward this sacred structure. Yet, the true enigma lies in a small, dark stone set in its eastern corner. This is the Hajar al-Aswad, the black stone, an object of awe and speculation. For centuries, it has witnessed devotion, history and change. Even before Islam, ancient tribes revered this mysterious relic. Now held together by silver, the stone has survived floods, theft and centuries of touch. To stand before it is to feel the weight of countless generations. Its story weaves together faith, legend and science. For believers, it's a link to the divine. For scientists, a geological puzzle. Some wonder if it's a meteorite, a fragment from the heavens. Mecca is a city built on faith, its streets alive with tradition. Each year, millions gather for the Hajj, circling the Kaaba in unity. The black stone marks the start and end of the sacred tawaf. Pilgrims reach out to touch or kiss it, continuing a tradition over 1,000 years old. Surrounded by devotion, the black stone's mystery endures, inviting wonder from all who behold it. For over 1 billion Muslims, the black stone is a profound symbol of faith, drawing pilgrims from every corner of the world to Mecca. Embedded in the Kaaba, it sanctifies Islam's holiest site and marks the direction of prayer for Muslims everywhere. Muslims do not worship the stone itself, but honor it as a symbol of their covenant with God and a reminder of their faith. Touching or kissing the stone during Hajj follows the Prophet Muhammad's example, connecting pilgrims to centuries of tradition and devotion. This act is seen as a renewal of faith and a link to the spiritual community across generations. The stone's symbolism is rich, often described as God's right hand on earth, a place to renew one's pledge to God. Tradition holds that it once shone white but turned black by absorbing the sins of the faithful. The ritual of tawaf begins and ends at the black stone, making it the spiritual starting point for worship. Even a gesture towards the stone is meaningful, emphasizing intention over physical contact. The black stone unites millions in a single powerful act of devotion, making it a timeless symbol of unity and faith. The story of the black stone's origin, as told in Islamic tradition, is one of divine intervention. It is a narrative that places the stone outside the realm of ordinary earthly objects. It is believed that the stone descended directly from Jannah, or paradise, a gift from God. According to the legend, it was brought to earth by the angel Gabriel and given to the prophet Abraham and his son Ishmael as they were building the foundations of the Kaaba. This act established the Kaaba as a house of worship for the one true God, and the stone was to be a cornerstone of this sacred space, a symbol of the new beginning for humanity's relationship with its Creator. In its original state, the stone is said to have been a thing of celestial beauty. Traditions describe it as being whiter than milk or dazzlingly pure, radiating a light that could be seen from a great distance. Its transformation to its current black color is explained as a result of its long presence on Earth. It is believed that the stone has absorbed the sins and sorrows of the countless pilgrims who have touched it over the centuries. This beautiful and poignant metaphor suggests that the stone carries the weight of human imperfection, serving as a silent vessel for our collective plea for forgiveness and purity. It is a physical manifestation of divine mercy. This belief in the stone's heavenly origin is not merely an ancient tale, it is a living part of the Islamic faith. It elevates the stone from a mere geological specimen to a sacred relic, imbued with a story that connects the very foundations of the faith to a direct, tangible act of God. The story of Abraham, a revered prophet in Judaism, Christianity and Islam, places the stone at the heart of a shared monotheistic heritage. It represents a covenant, a promise from God to humanity, and its placement in the Kaaba marks the establishment of a pure, unadulterated form of worship that would be restored centuries later by the Prophet Muhammad. The narrative of a stone falling from the sky is a powerful one, and it resonates with a deep human instinct to look to the heavens for answers and for signs of the divine. In a world before modern science, a falling star or a meteorite would have been seen as a potent omen, a message from the gods or a piece of the celestial realm itself. The story of the Black Stone taps into this ancient and universal sense of wonder. It provides a satisfying and spiritually profound explanation for the stone's unique presence, cementing its role as a bridge between the mortal world and the eternal paradise from which it is said to have come. When we move from the realm of faith to the world of science, the questions surrounding the Black Stone take on a different character. Geologists and astronomers have long been fascinated by the possibility that this sacred object could have an extraterrestrial origin. The most popular scientific theory is that the Black Stone is a meteorite, an object from space that survived its fiery descent through our atmosphere to land on Earth. The description of it coming from the heavens aligns remarkably well with the phenomenon of a meteor streaking across the sky. This theory offers a potential bridge between the religious narrative and a natural, observable event. Several features of the stone lend some credibility to the meteorite hypothesis. Accounts from those who have been close to it describe its surface as unusually smooth and glassy in places, which could be the result of melting and rapid cooling as it passed through the atmosphere. This process forms what is known as a fusion crust on meteorites. Furthermore, some historical descriptions mention that the stone was once able to float on water, a property that is characteristic of certain types of porous volcanic rock or some stony meteorites. These tantalizing clues have kept the meteorite theory alive and well in scientific discussions for over a century. However, there are significant challenges to this theory. No definitive scientific testing has been permitted on the stone out of respect for its sacred status. Geologists must therefore rely on visual accounts and historical descriptions which can be unreliable. Based on these observations, some scientists have proposed alternative theories. One suggestion is that it is an agate, a type of microcrystalline quartz known for its smooth, waxy luster. Another possibility is that it is a piece of impactite, which is terrestrial rock that has been melted and transformed by the intense heat and pressure of a meteorite impact nearby, rather than being the meteorite itself. Ultimately, without direct analysis, the scientific identity of the Black Stone remains a compelling but unsolved puzzle. If it were a meteorite, it would be a rare type, as most iron-rich meteorites would be far too heavy and dense to match its description. A stony meteorite or chondrite is a more likely candidate, but these are often more fragile. The debate continues, with each theory having its own set of supporting points and contradictions. The lack of concrete evidence means that science, for now, cannot provide a final answer. The stone holds its secrets close, leaving us to wonder if its origins are of this world or another. The history of Mecca and the Kaaba stretches back into the mists of antiquity, long before the time of the Prophet Muhammad. Now, while archaeological work within the sacred precinct of Mecca is extremely limited due to its religious importance, findings from the wider Arabian Peninsula help us, piece together a picture of the world in which the Black Stone was first revered. The stone was part of a pre-Islamic tradition of stone worship or litholatry, which was common among the ancient Semitic peoples. Many tribes in the region had their own sacred stones and idols, which they believed housed spirits or deities. The Kaaba itself was said to have contained hundreds of such idols before they were cleared by the Prophet. Historical texts from Roman and Greek writers, such as Diodorus Siculus, refer to a temple in Arabia that was held in exceptional reverence by all the Arabs. Many scholars believe this is an early reference to the Kaaba in Mecca. These accounts suggest that Mecca was already a significant religious and commercial center centuries before the rise of Islam. The city was situated at a crossroads of ancient caravan routes, trading in frankincense, myrrh, and other valuable goods. This commercial activity would have brought people from many different cultures and belief systems to the city, contributing to its status as a vibrant hub of exchange, both economic and spiritual. The Black Stone's role seems to have been unique even in this pre-Islamic context. While other stones and idols were worshipped, the black stone appears to have been held in a special category of reverence, possibly due to its unusual appearance and its perceived celestial origin. It was the cornerstone of the most important shrine in the region. The ritual of circumambulation, the tawaf, also predates Islam, though it was repurposed with a new monotheistic meaning. This continuity shows how Islam built upon the existing cultural and religious foundations of Arabia, transforming and purifying ancient rituals to align with its new message. The archaeological and historical record confirms that the black stone is not an isolated phenomenon, but part of a long and complex history of sacred objects in the ancient Near East. The act of anointing or venerating special stones can be found in many cultures across the world. What makes the black stone of Mecca so remarkable is its incredible endurance. While other sacred stones and idols have crumbled to dust or been forgotten, the Hajar al-Aswad has remained a central and living part of a global faith. Its story is a testament to its ability to transcend its origins and become a powerful symbol for a new world order. When we consider the possibility of the black stone being an object from beyond our world, it prompts a broader question. Have we been visited before? Across the globe, ancient cultures have left behind clues that some interpret as evidence of contact with non-human intelligence. These are not just fanciful tales, but tangible artifacts and structures that defy easy explanation. One only has to look at the colossal geoglyphs of the Nazca lines in Peru. Etched into the desert floor, these enormous figures of animals, plants, and geometric shapes are so vast they can only be fully appreciated from the sky. Why would an ancient culture create art that they themselves could never see in its entirety? Another compelling example comes from the ancient Sumerians in Mesopotamia, one of the earliest known civilizations. Their cuneiform texts, inscribed on clay tablets, tell stories of the Anunnaki, powerful beings who came down from the heavens and were credited with creating humanity. These texts contain remarkably detailed astronomical knowledge, including descriptions of planets like Uranus and Neptune, which were not officially discovered by modern science until centuries later. How did an ancient civilization acquire such advanced knowledge of our solar system? These accounts, whether myth or history, suggest a deep-seated belief in powerful sky beings influencing human affairs. We can also look to the incredible precision of ancient megalithic structures. The Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt, for instance, is aligned to true north with a degree of accuracy that modern engineers would find challenging to replicate. The massive stones of Pumapunku in Bolivia are cut with such razor-sharp edges and interlocking joints that a single piece of paper cannot be fitted between them. The techniques used to achieve this level of craftsmanship remain a profound mystery. Some researchers propose that such advanced engineering could only have been possible with knowledge or tools that were not developed by humans of that era, hinting at an external influence. From the dog-headed god Anubis in Egypt to the feathered serpent Quetzalcoatl of the Aztecs, mythology worldwide is filled with hybrid beings and gods who descend from the sky to bestow wisdom upon humanity. While these can be interpreted as symbolic representations of natural forces or human aspirations, their sheer prevalence is thought-provoking. Could these be faded memories of real events, passed down through generations and transformed into myth? The possibility that ancient humanity interacted with beings not of this earth is a recurring theme, a whisper that echoes through our history, preserved in stone, clay, and legend. The enduring mystery of objects like the black stone forces us to confront a fundamental question: is humanity capable of connecting with intelligences beyond our own planet? The evidence from our ancient past, while intriguing, is open to interpretation. Skeptics would argue that the Nazca lines were ceremonial pathways, that the Sumerians' astronomical knowledge was the result of meticulous long-term observation, and that the precision of ancient stonework is a testament to lost human ingenuity, not alien intervention. These are perfectly rational explanations, and they may well be correct. Yet they do not fully extinguish the spark of wonder or the possibility of something more. Our modern age has its own methods of searching for this connection. Through projects like SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, we have turned giant radio telescopes to the stars, listening for any patterned signal that might betray the existence of another technological civilization. So far, the cosmos has remained silent. But our universe is incomprehensibly vast, and our search has only just begun. It is perhaps a form of technological optimism, a belief that if there is someone out there, we have the means to hear them. This modern quest is, in a way, a scientific continuation of the same ancient human yearning to know if we are alone. The connection may not necessarily be technological. Many spiritual traditions and philosophical schools of thought propose that consciousness itself can be a bridge to other realms or beings. Through meditation, trance states, or profound spiritual experiences, individuals throughout history have claimed to have made contact with non-physical entities, receiving knowledge or guidance. While these experiences are subjective and cannot be verified by scientific instruments, they form a significant part of the human record. Could there be forms of connection that exist outside our current understanding of physics and biology? The question remains open. Ultimately, the evidence suggests that humanity has always been reaching for a connection with something greater than itself. Whether we call it God, the gods, spirits, or extraterrestrial intelligence, the impulse is the same. We look to the sky, we study ancient texts, and we listen to the quiet whispers of our own consciousness. The black stone of Mecca, in this context, can be seen as a powerful symbol of this quest. It is an object that is simultaneously grounded in the earth and believed to have come from the heavens, a physical anchor for a spiritual connection. It reminds us that our search for meaning often leads us to look both inward to our faith and outward to the stars. The story of the Black Stone brings us to a fascinating intersection where the paths of faith and science cross, yet do not quite merge. Faith, by its very nature, does not require empirical proof. The belief that the stone is a divine gift from paradise is a matter of spiritual conviction, a truth that is felt in the heart rather than proven in a laboratory. For millions of believers, this spiritual truth is complete and satisfying. It provides a narrative that is rich with meaning, connecting them to their creator, their history, and a community of faith that spans the globe. The power of the stone lies not in its geological composition, but in the sacred story it represents. Science, on the other hand, operates on a foundation of skepticism and inquiry. It seeks to understand the world through observation, experimentation, and evidence. From a scientific perspective, the Black Stone is a geological anomaly that presents a fascinating puzzle. Is it an agate, an impactite, or a rare type of meteorite? Each theory is a hypothesis waiting to be tested. The scientific desire to analyze the stone is driven by a quest for knowledge, a wish to classify and understand its physical properties and its place within the natural history of our planet and the solar system. This approach seeks a different kind of truth, one based on material facts. These two ways of knowing, faith and science, are not necessarily in conflict here. In fact, they can coexist. It is entirely possible for a person to believe that the stone was sent by God, and also to be curious about the physical means by which it arrived on Earth. The religious narrative of an object descending from the heavens does not, for instance, preclude the scientific explanation of a meteorite fall. One could see the meteorite as the physical vessel chosen by a divine power. In this way, science can be seen as describing the how, while faith addresses the why. They are two different languages used to describe the same profound reality. The enduring enigma of the Black Stone is precisely this. It comfortably inhabits both worlds. It is an object of intense scientific curiosity and at the same time an object of supreme spiritual reverence. Its secrets are protected by a veil of sanctity, which prevents the final, definitive analysis that science seeks. This leaves a space for mystery, a space where both faith and rational inquiry can speculate. The stone challenges us to accept that there are some things which we may never fully understand, and that perhaps the power of an object lies not in what we know about it, but in the profound questions it inspires us to ask. And so, our journey ends where it began, before a dark, polished stone set in the corner of an ancient building. The Black Stone of Mecca remains one of the most compelling and mysterious objects on our planet. It is a focal point for the devotion of a significant portion of humanity, a silent witness to the passage of empires and the tireless march of history. Its story is told in two different languages: the language of faith, which speaks of paradise and prophets, and the language of science, which speaks of meteorites and geology. Neither language has yet been able to tell the complete tale. The belief that the stone is a divine relic, a piece of heaven on earth, has been the source of its power and preservation for centuries. This belief has inspired millions to undertake extraordinary journeys, to circle it in an act of profound devotion, and to see in its dark surface a reflection of their own spiritual aspirations. It is a story that provides comfort, meaning, and a tangible connection to the sacred. The power of this narrative is undeniable, for it is written not on paper but in the hearts of people and in the collective actions of a global community. It is a truth that has shaped our world. At the same time, the tantalizing possibility that the stone could be of extraterrestrial origin keeps the scientific community captivated. The fragments of evidence, its glassy surface, its legendary ability to float, its celestial origin story, all point towards something beyond the ordinary. It represents a rare opportunity to study a potential messenger from the cosmos, an object that could tell us about the formation of our solar system. Yet, this knowledge remains just out of reach, protected by the stone's sacred status. This leaves science with a puzzle that is, for the moment, unsolvable. Perhaps the true nature of the Black Stone is meant to remain a mystery. Perhaps its power lies in its ability to be many things to many people: a divine gift, a scientific curiosity, a historical artifact, a symbol of unity. It challenges the simple boundaries we draw between the spiritual and the material, between heaven and earth. It reminds us that there are phenomena in our world that command a sense of awe and wonder that transcends easy explanation. The stone stands as a testament to the enduring power of human belief and the unending quest for knowledge. Its dark, silent form holding the secrets of both faith and the cosmos. Like and subscribe for more.